Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. Today we have one from Lappy. This is weird. My gospel is Gunpowder. A lot of people wanted me to get to this one. I've seen it in comments for weeks, I think, at this point. Maybe a week. Either way, I've seen it a few times, and I really didn't have any clear winner from the last Arknights video I put out, like for the comments of what I should get to next from the game itself. And I remembered this one, and I was like, I should just get to that and see what this song's all about. So Lappy, if you're watching this and you want me to take it down or something, by all means, just say the word in the comments and I will do so, but I'm gonna listen to this, give my thoughts on it, and I guess without further ado, let's go! Okay. I love the precedent they're setting. I like that we're going back into this visual aesthetic too. I know Exucier is a part of that too. It's just, it's been a while, you know? Great typography too. Oh man. Is that chorus? Is that like people they got to do that? Oh, great. Great rhythmic switch here. Ooh. Scaling. Keep building. Man, I'm digging the sound profile of this song so much. I'm talking less than usual. I love the, like, the gun sound effects just blend in there with the sound design. Oh, man. Ooh, went up.
With all the ugliness, transient, and suffering.
Okay. The breakdown is an interesting choice here. Not that it shouldn't be here. It was just not where I thought it was gonna go. This has a lot going on. Like, it's moving through a lot of stuff. The resonance of that bell. Oh.
One prayer, one trigger, light the thunder's throat.
Like, this song is going through so many different things. It's almost hard to keep track of every change they've done. This is way more complex than I ever thought it was going to be. I did not know what I was signing myself up for on this one. I had no clue that it was going to be this dense. Oh no, I'm going to have to listen to this again. I have to like separate it into sections. Like, I started getting overwhelmed like halfway through the song. There was so many things happening here. All right, so if you're like a Lappy glazer, you're probably not gonna like exactly what I have to say. That's not to say everything's bad. Don't leave quite yet, but also if you don't think that there's anything wrong with the song, or you're not willing to accept the opinion of a guy, maybe don't continue watching past and be on your way here, because there are some things in this that I did re-listen to it like 3 times between the last time you saw me and now, and there's a few issues. I mean, I'm not going to even talk about, I'm going to mention it just because it'll bother me if I don't, but there are some production issues in the visuals, some basic stuff like some typos, and like that's kind of expected, albeit it is a bummer that there doesn't seem to have been a quality check pass for those sorts of things. It just, that always bugs me as somebody who's an editor and has done that professionally. It's like, man, that you could have watched it one more time and been like, oh yeah, that I missed a word there, or like I changed it to something else. And sometimes that does happen with retakes while they're working on the video. There's a whole production slew of issues that could be the case there. But then there was also really simple ones, like there was straight up a set of 2 words that didn't have a space in it, and I'm like, so like there little things like that, like I'm a little picky, but at the same time, the song itself, which is the main focus, also had its own share of issues. Like I said, it's not full of issues, it just definitely has a few things that don't really make sense to me, at very least, like contextually. I guess I can see why they were there, but also it's like a 50-50 thing. Like for every banger line that was in here lyrically, there was definitely one that I'm like, that didn't really make sense, or that didn't really seem to fit. It happens a lot. Like one of the best ones in my opinion is "If Faith Forgot to Breathe, I'll Teach It How." That's sick as hell. That's metal as fuck. Like, you know what? Like, there are good lines in here, quite a few of them. But then there are also ones that I'm like, what the hell? Like, for example, immediately after that one, why say gospel rock and roll? That doesn't... I get who Exucier is. I've experienced a lot of her story at this point, but at the same time, it just feels weird. You know, it just feels kind of like they couldn't think of anything else and they slapped it in there. And like, it's kind of the, you know, the yin yang situation of writing lyrics. You're going to have some great ones and some not so great. But this was like 50-50 lyrically, where I'm like, okay, a lot of it's good, but also an equal amount of it, I'm like, it's not really anything too important. But getting into the instrumental, there's a lot more to love there. A lot of stuff I loved with the intensity of it, the cinematic energy that they were giving, the huge drum section. I mean, I loved the impact and the presence that the drums had in this song, and it just felt so good, you know? But at the same time, it was a little bit crusty in the mix, I think. There was a little bit of stuff in here that just didn't seem to align with each other. Vocally, I think it was really good. The vocals were super clear. The choir was super clear. They did a great job, by the way. As we went on, like, I was kind of questioning at the beginning if this was like a custom chorus line, and it's like, definitely it is. I saw in the description that this was the EPOCH House Choir, and they did a really fucking good job. I just wasn't sure at first, because it's pretty easy to synthesize things like this, and I didn't know. But as the song moved on, I could easily tell, especially as the voices got a little bit more clear in that last section, there was a lot more vocal variety in there than you usually get out of like a canned choir synthetic voice. So this totally made more sense to me, and I was like, ooh, yay, actually got a choir in there. I always love that. I love it when people hire actual artists to handle stuff like that, because sure, synthetics work, but when you get down to it, there's just a characterization in having actual people do it, bringing their own voices, in this case literally, and you can just tell. It's like, even if you don't know, you can kind of feel that it feels a little bit more authentic when you include a real person. So having a whole choir in there was a great call. But also, like I kind of alluded to at the end of the reaction, this song was kind of busy, and not necessarily busy in the best of ways. It seemed to bounce around a lot to like different sections of songwriting that at some point kind of fell apart when it came to structure. Like, sure, I'm not asking you to do A, B, A, B, B, A, like, and only stick to like the most standard progression and structure of a song ever. But for this one, it almost felt like it was going verse, chorus, verse, different chorus, bridge, alternative bridge, verse, chorus. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it was just kind of everywhere. Like, it didn't really have a structure that felt satisfying, and as a result of that, it made the song feel a lot longer. That's why I started to kind of mentally check out. Like, sure, I've got ADHD, whoop-de-doo, and like that's definitely a factor as well, but I usually don't check out within 5 minutes. That's pretty rare. And that's probably because the song structure was kind of unconventional and made it feel a little too long. But as a result, I didn't have anything to like ground myself to the song either. It just kind of kept bringing in different parts of a song, and some of them just didn't feel like they belonged where they placed them. I almost feel like the song wasn't written with like a true intention in mind, and it was just more a bunch of ideas that Lappy had that they stitched together and threw everything they wanted into this, and didn't do the thing that every artist should do at some point, which is kill your darlings. Maybe get rid of one of those sections in there, because it really felt like it went on just a little too long. One of those sections being gone might have fixed that. I don't know which one that would be. And the outro with like the choir going, I liked that. So like, I like keep that, but also it just felt like there was definitely too many variants of the song in here. And that sucks because a lot of other things in this song were good. Sure, I had some nitpicks about the lyrics and, you know, a little bit of the production, but overall, it was not bad. Like, if we're looking at raw production, talent, and skill, this shit's like a 9. I mean, like, it's up there, the skill is there, the quality is there. There is just some structure issues and some general feel issues. The lyrics were a part of that as well, where it's just like, yeah, 50-50, some of them were great, the rest were just kind of mid to really unimpressive, and that's kind of normal for a lot of songs. But for this one, because it went on so long and it kept stretching those sections out, especially after like the second refrain of the chorus, it kind of just dwindled after that, and I kind of started losing interest in it. And that's a bummer, because I like this character and I think the song reflects her pretty well, but at the same time, there's just enough to it where I'm like, that might have been too much. Like, this almost feels like two different song ideas in one, and one of those songs was like forced to exist within the tune of the other. Like, this could have been 2 Exusier songs, you know? Like, there's so much going on here, and the vibe is there. But I would have loved to see like a sister track to this one, like released roughly at the same time, with this one being what it was. And then you have a lot of the other stuff, like, for example, the gospel rock and roll thing. Lean into that as a genre, like make that the second song entirely. I might not have liked the line, but it fits Exusier. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much you can do with this, but that's also a lot more work. So I understand why that didn't happen, but just in general, it felt like the song was just shy of really fucking good, and a lot of those issues are nitpicks, but there's enough nitpicks that stack on top of each other to create this giant scar on the song for me that makes it feel less impressive than I wish it honestly was. Well, I hope I didn't piss off too many people with those opinions, those hot takes potentially, but I'm not a glazer of any producer, including myself, even though I don't produce. If I ever did, I 100% expect it to be ass, you know? So like, I'm not trying to hide from my own critique here. Everyone's got problems to work through, and nobody's perfect, and I just hope that everybody is aware of that and doesn't just go, oh, but it's Lappy, they're perfect, because nobody is, you know? And I don't want Lappy to think that I hate them as a result of this review either. There is always going to be those issues, and I just want us all to be adults about that. I'm very aware that some people are going to be a little bit bummed that I had a negative opinion, but I'm also very aware that a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. So hopefully you're in that camp, and if you have any other songs you want me to get to from our Arknights, by all means, drop them in the comments below. I'll also do fan songs, obviously, so if you want me to get to one of those, leave one down below as well. I don't really mind. Usually the comment with the most attention or the most likes is the one I end up getting to next time, so if you have something, let me know, or if you don't want to do any of that and maybe you just still want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!